What's up, everybody? I forget it's Monday, and on Mondays, I am the El Capitan. I am the chairman. I am the CEO. I am the advocate. I am the commissioner, and nobody else gets a word.
You're
What
also
is
the
up?
independent variable. You're welcome. You're welcome.
There you go.
Okay. Welcome to Across the Board. I'm going to be your host today. My name's Hefe. Below me is Alpha, rightfully so. Nick's hat, that's for a reason. Rolling up the curtain right away. 2 seconds into the show. Alpha, me, Nick's game together. Possible courtside. I don't know what's going to happen. It is possible. JD's over there with a big Benjamin Franklin face behind him because he's been money all freaking week long. And now let's see if we can keep going. JD.
Wow.
Hola.
What is going on, man? Yeah, I am out of town through actually Thursday. I am running on no sleep. So we will see what happens here.
It's going to be an interesting show if JD is running on no sleep. We love to hear
Yep.
a non-rested JD for the Monday. It's a good day to be a non-rested show, if we're going to be honest here. I know Hefe's not going to ask, but I'm doing well. Happy Monday, everybody. November 3rd. We've made it to
I spent
November.
way too much time with you in the past 48 hours to even care about how you feel.
I know. Question from Stetsy Boy, or statement from Stetsy Boy. AD, maybe you can teach your Blue Jays and Aces in spring training next year. I may have to, but quickly, I guess we'll talk about that game quickly, right? Unbelievable World Series Game 7 game. One of the best games I've ever seen in my life. I was on the losing side of that. Unfortunately, I was at a Halloween party in a costume party, which I had to be dressed like the idiot above me. Not JD, I would never call him an idiot. But I was dressed next to Hefe as he was celebrating his big Dodgers win, and I was a little depressed as they blew that one there. But fantastic game. Can't complain about watching that one. We got everything we wanted out of the World Series. It was a fantastic series.
Yeah, that was one of the best. Connie, it wasn't right. Go and actually tell your boy to get the lead off a third. Don't be standing on fucking third base, and he would have got it. But anyway,
no, Connie's just teasing. I think all of us on the Blue Jays side were like, fuck. Just fuck.
Yeah.
But unbelievable game.
About to say, yeah, that was a crazy game. That was that was one of the best baseball games I can remember.
Absolutely.
Like actually watching in actually some time.
Yep.
You know, I hate to say it. Yeah, done. Yamamoto. I mean, he was great.
I mean,
what's
was
even-
that the best pitching performance we've seen not even just in a World Series, in a postseason? What Yamamoto did from the start of the postseason to the end of the postseason was legendary and historic. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I can't remember a pitcher taking over a playoffs like he did, where when you knew he was going out there, it was auto win. When you knew he was stepping on the mound to start, it was an auto win. Then on no days rest, he came in and pitched lights out again in difficult situations. What he did is historic. What he did is legendary, and we witnessed something that I think people are going to remember for quite some time. JD, your boy Kastruch has a question for you.
I mean, they finally played a good game. I mean, just have to give actually credit to them. They actually played a good game, and they made Daniel Jones turn back into his old self.
Danny Dimes returned, right? We saw the return of Danny Dimes. It was no longer Indiana Jones on Sunday afternoon. We saw the vintage Danny Dimes that a lot of the league remembers. So we'll see if this was a one-off bad performance from the Indianapolis Colts. I'm sure we're going to talk about that game in just a few minutes, but interesting game there. Interesting game there, to say the least.
And then to also, before we move on, as far as the Dodgers goes, guys,
Miguel Rojas, man. Anyone but fucking Miguel Rojas is the one to take you deep, right? Like,
the Dodgers are going to be even better as far as actually next year. They didn't even have like all of their pieces still. So that's what the scary part is. And then actually Will Smith, man, credit to him. He somehow won the World Series, 6 straight years now.
Yeah, incredible. Well, not him directly. There has been a couple other Will Smiths with the same name, but a player named Will Smith has won the World Series for 6 consecutive years.
Right.
How wild is that?
Which is nuts.
Dodgers are looking like they're just absolute prime for a three-peat.
Yeah.
It's good. It's giving when the Warriors made basketball a little bit boring. It's kind of what we're getting out of the Dodgers, and yeah, they're unbeatable. I'm sure there'll be great MLB stories in the offseason. A lot of players looking to switch sides, teams, but we'll get to that, man. But you guys know what this show is about. It's about our Sunday recap. We do this every Monday. We go through the football slate, talk what happened on the field, talk about what that means for later in the year. And I think this is an interesting one to do, guys, because we're officially almost halfway through the year, right? Week 9, 18
Crazy.
weeks. After the game today, Cardinals Cowboys will officially be halfway through the season in terms of weeks, not games played and
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
So I think it's a great litmus test. Also, for those that don't know, tomorrow is the trade deadline. I think between today and tomorrow, you are definitely going to see the Kansas City Chiefs get themselves a running back. I think you starting to lose hope because of what the Saints did with bringing in the rookie quarterback. Are they going to trade Olave? I don't know, but other than that, and Breece Hall on the Jets, which I don't understand why he would still be on the Jets. And what are the Dolphins doing firing their GM? That kind of says a message. A lot of interesting things to take note of.
Well, you know why they did that. I do want to talk about that. I think that's a great thing to talk about here at Miami because they already made the big move of the day. They traded Phillips to the Eagles for a 3rd-round pick, and they did that because they have a new GM in place who's going to be – they didn't want the old guy who they're going to fire to have say in the trade deadline and potentially mortgage future assets. What I mean by that is they don't want a dead GM, somebody they know is going to be fired, handling their current trade deadline moves because they know he was probably going to try and save his own job, right? Maybe get talent in now by sacrificing picks in the future. And I think a lot of teams have that worry right now. Look at the New York Giants, for example. Joe Shane, he's the epitome of on the hot seat. Are the Giants going to make any moves to try and make him look better? Mike McDaniel, he's on the hot seat. Now with the new GM, they're selling everyone. So it looks like he doesn't have a say in what they're currently doing anymore. So a lot of interesting developments here. I'm in the camp of if you're going to fire your GM, you're going to fire your GM, right? I'm in the camp you do that before the trade deadline so you don't let them have the power to move future assets to try and save their job. What do you think about that, JD?
I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. While you were just talking out,
officially out. That sucks. So
what happened?
Tell Kraft's
that's
official.
actually
We don't know it,
that's
but
actually one of the big things. Whenever we talk about that game,
that's a really rough one. All right, I'll just follow up what you said, Alpha. I do think, first of all, I don't understand how the Eagles keep making these trades.
And do you see how many picks they still have available?
I saw, but wait, that tweet, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's with their compensatory picks.
Correct.
And that means that all 3 of those players they traded for have to not be signed after this year.
Correct.
But, dude, I just don't get it. Howie Roseman must have, like, Polaroids of different GMs, like, just personal lives that can never be released. He's Michael Carter, Jaden Phillips. Who am I missing? Who's the 3rd player that they traded for? Jair Alexander. Those are 3. I mean, Jair's injured, but if you can get him healthy, and by the way, Jair on the Eagles means that he does not have to play a lot because that secondary already has really good young players. But adding Jaden Phillips to the line, Michael Carter also,
and Michael Carter too. I was
to
going to
the
say,
secondary.
Michael Carter.
I don't know how they keep doing this, but whatever. Let's start going into it, guys. First game on my slate. We're going to go through the 1s, the 4s, and the Sunday night Patriots-Falcons. Not really much to take away from this one, guys. This was kind of just the Patriots kind of just held on. They were in control of this game. Then in the 4th, they just kind of stopped, and the Falcons had a little bit of a comeback to them. But you never really felt like the Patriots were going to lose that game. And
correct.
I know the final score is 24-23. Falcons covered, but Patriots, man, 7-2. They got the 1st seed in the AFC East right now. That's because I think they have not had a bye, and the Bills have had their bye, and they won at the Bills. So it's a lot of twists. And also, that's something else we'll get into as we speak. This week, Sunday, just tossed around the NFC standings. Just took the NFC standings and just said, fuck that. Anybody now has a chance. But any thoughts on this Patriots Falcons game, guys? I thought it was just it was just a game. I don't have anything to take away from it.
Good call, Brucey. Good call. I have one thing to take away from this game. One thing, and it's from the losing side. Throw the ball up there, and Drake London's going to come down with the ball. Unbelievable performance by Drake London with his 3 touchdowns. 2 of them were some of the best catches you'll see all year. He's really impressed me. And Drake London was the big story to me. He played an unbelievable game. He had that unbelievable catch, and he really took over. It was really a missed extra point away from us having to go to overtime and see what was going to happen here. So I was interested to see that go to overtime at that point. But, the Falcons, man, Young Wei Koo lost them a few games because he couldn't hit chippies and extra points, and they bring in this new guy. And, well, let's be honest here. He also, Parker Romo, could not hit extra points and chippies. So kicking for the Falcons is a major issue, something to keep their eye on. And it seems like teams that can't get kicking right ever continue to not be able to get kicking right. And if you watched the Sunday slate yesterday, I'm also implying the Giants are in that same boat. One of the teams that's consistently in the headlines because they can't get a fucking kicker in there. Well, at the end of the half, miss a 42-yard field goal to get them back in the game. So bad kickers on bad teams continue to be bad and mess up. And that's the big takeaway I have from this game. JD, anything from you?
Yeah, no, just kind of what you were talking about, Alpha. As far as Drake goes, man, it would be interesting if just he was on another team. And like I really think like we would be talking about him a lot more.
Imagine if he was on the opposite team. Imagine if he was the number one for New England Patriots. How good he would be. So maybe free Drake London. And also what I have to say about that, JD, because that's a good point. Michael Penix sucks. I'm sorry. I know he had a decent game yesterday, 3 touchdowns, 221 yards. A lot of those were because of unbelievable plays because of Drake London. I don't think Michael Penix is any good.
I mean, he kind of didn't lose them the game. He didn't make a mistake.
Nope, so absolutely not. But
doesn't suck. I'm going to say this every time I talk about the Falcons. It's the first thing, the only thing I care about saying. If you're not going to force, and I literally mean force the ball into Bijan Robinson's hand and make that something that the defense must worry about, you're going to have a tough time winning games.
They couldn't run the ball yesterday.
They couldn't run the ball, but you have to force it because I think there was I think he had 12 or 13 carries. It's not enough. Not enough in my opinion. Let's keep moving, boys.
But you know what he did have? I will quickly say he did have 8 receptions. So he's one of those like Christian McCaffrey where they don't need to get handed the ball. Their screen passes are the same thing, and it works out to be that way.
It's so funny how fast we've flipped from running backs don't matter to now. What really matters? Running backs.
Yeah,
it's flipped in 2 years, literally.
No, why? Why do you think that happened? Yet again, reverting everything back to the New York area. Saquon Barkley fully changed that market after what he did last year, and teams started investing in the running back capital a lot higher. I mean, look at the NFL draft this year. We saw more guys go higher than we're used to. It does look like that's a bigger emphasis in the league right now. I'll tell you
right now, Jeremiah Love keeps doing these types of guys. Having these types of games for Notre Dame, he's going to be a top 10 pick, no doubt about it. That boy
100%.
is balling. All right,
100%.
let's go to your aforementioned New York Giants. I am not really going to talk much about this. They lost 34-24 to the Niners. There's nothing to speak about here. Jackson Dart played perfectly fine. The Giants are lucky they only gave up 34 points, in my opinion. They rolled out players in that secondary that have no reason to start NFL teams on defense. And they were playing against Mac Jones, who, at this was maybe like his 7th start in a row. Christian McCaffrey had a great game. He had 2 touchdowns.
Best game of his year.
I don't really have much to say. Jackson Dart played great, 24-33, threw for 2 touchdowns, no mistakes. He also was the leading rusher, 8 carries and a rushing touchdown. But the Giants are horrible on defense. And more importantly than that, I just started off my statement saying the players they had in their secondary were laughable. They're the worst rushing defense in the NFL. That's an official stat.
Yes, they are.
That is embarrassing because that's where their quote-unquote best players lie.
Correct.
Where is Dexter Lawrence? No,
he hasn't shown up this year.
You got 3 linebackers. 2 of them are true edges. Actually, honestly, 3 of them are edges. That's supposed to kind of help out in the run game. Kind of supposed to be the whole point of an edge. And they're great players. And I'm talking about Thibodeau. I'm talking about Abdul Carr. I'm talking about Burns. But I don't know what to say about this anymore. We are once again in a place where the Giants are once again 2-7, and once again, the name of the game, I've been there for a while. I know Alpha's probably there officially. Lose every single game and keep Dart healthy. The only 2 things I care about.
Yeah, I'm officially on the train, unfortunately, by week 9, halfway through the year. I sent it to our Giants group chat yesterday, that the picture of Tankathon, where you find out where you currently sit in the draft order. And I said, unfortunately, boys, I am back in checking the weekly Tankathon ratings to see where the Giants draft pick's going to be. It's just been a disaster. One thing I do want to bring up here, because we just spoke about this game, seems to be a little scandalous scandal going on from the Patriots and the Falcons. Raheem Morris just had a statement saying, what the Patriots were doing is they were clapping to our snap count. So they were forcing us to snap the ball early by imitating our snap count and trying to get us to speed up. And it caused several false starts. I don't know the rule on that. Mike Vrabel then came out today and said, clearly that wasn't anybody's intent, and we've never coached like that or even talked about it. We were clapping to motivate our guys. But there are a bunch of videos coming out showing the false starts, and you see the entire sideline of the Patriots kind of clapping and simulating what they were doing because, you know, when you're in a road team, you have to go through those silent counts, those silent cadences. And what you do with that is you clap your way through it so everyone knows when they're going to hike the ball. So what the Patriots were doing on the sideline was clapping over their clap, so they didn't know what the hell to do. So very interesting there to kind of see that development. Didn't want to bring that up. But speaking back on this Giants game, that was one of the worst coaching performances I've ever seen by the New York Football Giants. They're down by 13 points in the second half. They have 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. And what do? Down by 13. They kick a field goal. You know, I've always been told something. When you're down by 2 scores and you have an opportunity to make it still a 2-score game, you take advantage of that, right? You kick the field goal. You absolutely do not do that. So you can't coach to lose when you're a team that's already dead in the water and when your defense can't stop a nosebleed. They couldn't get any pressure on Mac Jones. The amazing Giants offensive front, outside of Brian Burns, has 3.5 sacks combined this year. That's Dexter Lawrence, that's Kayvon Thibodeau, and that's Abdul Carter. 3.5 combined sacks. Not going to do it. Not going to do it when the strength of your team is the pass rush, is your front seven. And then people are saying, oh, the Giants defense is banged up. Absolutely. The corners and secondary members are banged up, but the entire Giants front seven is playing. That's supposed to be the specialty of their team. Yes, Micah McFadden's not there, but he was a fringe starter anyway. So they basically have their entire front seven. They still can't stop the run. This is the 4th year in a row the Giants are bottom 3 in the NFL in run stop, and the general manager does nothing to fix it. So that's my take on the Giants. They're horribly coached. They're horribly run, and they had a horrible performance. They should have won that game yesterday. The amount of injuries that the San Francisco 49ers had, the guys that they had to play had way less experience than the backups that the Giants had to put in there. So they were more banged up, and they looked terrible. Yes, David, Brian Burns is the NFL sack leader. He's been fantastic. But outside of him, nobody is doing anything, and they can't stop a nosebleed in the run. So disappointing performance by the Giants. I thought they would have competed a lot harder than they did. I thought it was going to be a close game that would be decided by a field goal either way, and it just wasn't. Nobody guarded Christian McCaffrey on multiple touchdowns. Nobody touched him. So they couldn't scheme it up. They couldn't guard anyone. Terrible performance by the New York Football Giants. JD.
I have nothing to say after that, man. You just said, you just said it up.
Well put. All right, keep it moving, boys. Chargers, Titans. Chargers won this one by a touchdown, 27-20. Game started off weird. This game started off, and I thought to myself, oh my God, this would be hilarious for the Titans to take them off. Justin Herbert's honest first pass of this game was a pick six to the Titans. And then after that, settled in somewhat. I mean, actually, the Titans ended up taking the lead again, 14-7, after a punt return, a kick return. I can't remember. But after that, Justin Herbert settled in. Chargers took the lead. And really, game kind of just went from there. Titans kind of just hanged on. Cam Ward had just a blah game. 12 completions, 145 yards, no interceptions, no passing touchdowns. Just kind of did his thing. Herbert was
Connie,
the
what do you
passer.
mean by that? Connie, what do you mean by this, Connie? Let us know.
Herbert, leading passer, leading rusher, had a rushing touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns. That's it. Kind of made their way to a win. Anything to take away from this one? I kind of thought this was another one of those games where just, it was a game. Happened.
Just another game.
So you guys knew about the FanDuel outage yesterday, right? Where you couldn't check what bets you've made. Everything was out. It was driving everyone fucking crazy, especially if you're a prop person like myself. Thankfully, I send all my buddies, like you guys, all props anyway, so I was able to track it that way. But do you know what DraftKings just tweeted?
What?
DraftKings just tweeted, at DraftKings Sportsbook yesterday, our app didn't crash. And if we did, we wouldn't have tweeted through it. You could cash out if applicable, unlike other sportsbooks out there. We paid out multiple early exit eligible players that got injured. Other sportsbooks don't do that. We triple our competitors' profit boosts. Others don't do that. And we gave out bonus bets when we didn't have a crashed app. Just a typical Sunday at DraftKings. Let me tell you something. When we get to see the petty fighting between DraftKings and FanDuel,
That's awesome.
I'm going to bring it up. We all love to see that. Now, FanDuel has an opportunity to respond. Give us all free bonus bets. And then that's your good response to the DraftKings. So I did have to get that in there.
Well, also
Okay.
DraftKings is also not looking good because of there was an actual fight that was on Saturday night. I do not know the guy's name. I am not into fighting that much, but apparently
You're
there
like
was
watching
some.
it. You like being in it, though, right?
Yeah, there was a fight where as far as Bill, if actually you're in the chat, Bill, let us know who that was. But anyway, there was a lot of fishy things going on,
Horrible, Hector. It
and
was horrible.
the guy he had something wrong with him, but he did not, I guess, let everybody know and was still going to fight. And there was some
Oh,
rather
that one. I know the one
yeah,
you're talking about. I know the one you're talking
and
about.
there was some very weird bets that ended up coming on actually like against him for very
I,
large amounts. But
so I
anyway,
read it this morning. Hold on. It was in one of my group chats, the entire article. I can pull up exactly what you're talking about here.
okay,
It was Yadier Del Val.
okay,
Yadier Del Val. So what happened with him is an insane amount of money came in for a first round finish that he was going to lose. It came in,
yeah,
he was going to get knocked out in the first round, and an insane amount of money that hit so much that the FBI reached out to the
yeah,
UFC and said, we don't want you to put this fight on. And Dana White said, we're still going to put the fight on. The fight is still going to happen. What do you think happened? He gets knocked out in the first round, and it didn't really look like he should have went to sleep from the shot. It was a total act job. You could tell it was an act job. The FBI is now involved as well. And the UFC was given the opportunity to take the fight down. They were given the opportunity to say, there's illegal wagering, we believe, that's going on in this fight tonight. Do not let this happen. And they elected to still go on with the fight. It was a submission. Sorry, Connie. Whatever it was a first round finish, and he tapped. So that's the story around it. I didn't see it. I'm just reading from what other people are posting about it. But that seems to be the case, that the UFC was informed, and that is confirmed, that there was suspicious betting, a ton of money coming in for, like Connie said here, a submission win or a submission loss on that guy, and he got choked out. Yeah, RC
well,
was saying here,
actually, yeah. I mean, there was apparently numerous bets, but there was one $250,000 bet for him to lose in that way in the first round. And it was like, what? But anyway, what I was getting to there was a lot of books have now, if actually you had a bet on that fight, you actually got your money back.
Yep.
Well, DraftKings is telling everybody no.
Yep.
So,
hey, very interesting stuff. And then and that's what happened today. He got released from the UFC. The fighter that is in suspicion of rigging it was released after no official statement. So you can add 1 + 1 = 2, right? There you go. 1 + 1 = 2 in this situation, in my opinion. Hefe, by the way, I got to say.
Oh, amazing.
Unplanned Rutgers match on the debut of college basketball. Quickly, I did want to get this in here. I know JD did as well. Happy opening day of God, JD, that was funny. Happy opening day of college basketball, guys. There's games that have already started. There's 100 and something games today. We are back in college basketball, so did want to get that out as well. FA, great job matching on our two favorite college basketball teams. Oh, his coach is James Krause. Did not know that. James Krause has been caught. Yeah. He's been caught. Like, it's not a question if he's been caught rigging shit. James Krause has been suspended for rigging shit, so did not know his coach was Krause. Why do they let Krause still coach, guys? You know, why is he still allowed to do that if he's got caught rigging fights? What do I know? Hefe, go back to doing what you do.
All right, guys. Keeping it moving. This next one in the 1 o'clock was probably the game of the day. Bears-Bengals.
Let's go, Nick.
That fourth quarter was crazy.
yes.
And I don't know how you, as a Cincinnati Bengal offensive player, any offensive player, even show up for practice this week. I don't know how Cincinnati, their ownership, GM, presidents, defensive coordinator, any person who has anything to do with the players they put on defense, signing players to defense, the coordinator for the defense, can even show up to work. And it's not, I know I'm picking on them for this week, but the Bengals defense is horrible. Not just this year, years past. What they did in 55 seconds to allow Caleb Williams to run up the whole entire field, not just getting them to field goal range, score a touchdown with Colston Loveland, who nobody wanted to tackle.
That was wild.
After Joe Flacco did the impossible and came back down 13 with 2 minutes left.
You know what it felt like? It felt like the Bengals were going to Jets the Bears in this situation. And if you get that reference, it was a spitting image of the week before where the Jets came back, got the 2-point conversion, were able to beat them. It felt like they were going to get to do it to someone else. They get the drive, they get the lead. And then
first of all, shout out Joe Flacco. 470 passing yards. Unbelievable. I don't live in that area. I would love to hear what local sports radio talks.
Cincy radio today. Brutal.
I would have loved, because
I'll tell you something. Guess what? I bet you it's not as damning as New York sports radio is today. Even so, I will guarantee New York radio is still so much harsher on the New York team.
I might disagree with you on that. I don't think anybody in New York sports radio is sitting here like shocked that we lost.
Let me tell you something. You know who BT and Sal? I just got an alert that two of them get in a screaming match on who should be fired first, Brian Dable or Joe Shane. I promise you, New York sports radio is a disaster today.
Both be fired on the same day, which is going to be the day after the last game of the season.
Should be today.
Well, do you know what, guys? You know what? If you want to hear somebody who actually lives there, and that is our guy Nick, who was just on the screen there. Tune into the live. Make sure to tune into the live line to actually night at 8:00.
Wow!
Hell yeah!
Because actually Nick will actually be there with me, and we will get to hear all about that.
Let me tell you something. I am bummed out we can't watch it tonight because, as Hefe said, we do have VIP courtside access tonight to the Knicks game with all-inclusive food and drinks. We're very much looking forward to it. But the only negative about it, there's one negative about tonight's experience. I cannot tune into the live line. So I will be bummed. I'll have to watch a little bit of replay because you guys know I'm always in there chopping it up, giving up some 2x2s and hanging out with the boys.
Do you guys have anything else to say about the Cincinnati defense? Anything about Caleb Williams? I mean, anything else about this game? Because we're about to hit a stretch where the next few games, there's a lot of talking points.
T. Higgins was phenomenal. He had an unbelievable game. That's the number one thing to say.
Catch.
T. Higgins is another guy who's unbelievable. We had some crazy catches yesterday. Oh, one thing to add that it's all yours, JD. One thing to add. Hefe, put the chest up.
I was about to say, how are you not going to talk about the man had 176 rushing yards
out of the Rutgers University, starting running back for the Bears yesterday on 26 carries at 176 yards. Could not find the end zone, but I believe it's the 5th highest rushing total of the year for any running back. Good to see Kyle Monangai getting out there and doing what I've seen him do for the last 4 years. Well done, Monangai.
JD, anything?
Yeah, man, just real quick. It's really nice to be able to say, as far as defense, the Cowboys do not have the worst one.
Well, pause.
They didn't play yet.
I'll tell you something yet. If Jacoby Brissett can throw for 300 yards tonight, it's going to be all into the conversation.
I'll tell you something.
Don't set yourself up for that.
I don't think the brisket sandwich is going to be doing much of that tonight in terms of throwing for 300 yards.
We'll get into that later. Anything else? Oh, that's it, JD?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Let's get into a game where I think there's a lot of things to talk about. Steelers Colts. I don't even want to talk about anything about this game because this is all that you need to know. The Steelers defense turned back the clock 15 years, and they decided we are going to play like we did when Big Ben was here. They got six turnovers, guys. 6 of them. Daniel Jones threw bad interceptions, fumbled the ball multiple freaking times. I have one question to come out of this. Daniel Jones, 31 of 50, 342 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Alpha, was he playing in a Giants uniform yesterday?
So I'm tweeting this right now. Great thing you put that out because I've been waiting to talk about this game. Let me read to make sense. I put Steelers Colts. Is Daniel Jones back to Danny Dimes Giants days, or will he bounce back to Indiana Jones like he's been? And I think that's the best question you can say about watching this because he was bad.
The worst we've seen all year. 100%.
The final score of this game does not reflect how this game went. The Colts were never in this game. Daniel Jones may have had 350 passing yards, but he had 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions. He was bad.
Really bad.
He was bad.
Once again, the Steelers did something that nobody else was able to do. And it once again goes down to the same thing I say about the Falcons. If the Colts don't get Jonathan Taylor running, and I mean running, they can't really win games. 14
Connie.
carries, 45 rushing yards.
Connie.
And look, no. See, what I'm not going to do is obviously we're joking. Daniel Jones has been fantastic. I'm not
Connie,
gonna
he had
let
13 touchdowns to 13 touchdowns to 3 picks going to the game in the year.
What-
It's not the same guy he's been.
Can I
He's been
just say
significantly
something?
better.
Can I say something? Next
Yes.
week is whatever NFL. Can't remember what they're playing.
Cornucopia.
Berlin, playing in Berlin. So and it's going to be Colts Falcons, and we're going to come in here on Monday, just like we are right now. And I'm telling you, Daniel Jones is going to look fine against the Falcons. They're going to win that game before we. By the time we wake up at halftime, Colts probably up. The game probably over. We'll be having the conversation this week. Oh man, he's back. Colts are back. But for 1 week, they look bad. What does it tell me? It tells me that the Colts are last year's Vikings.
Connie, come on,
The
that's not
Colts
true.
are that team that they're going to get into the playoffs, but in the playoffs against really good coaching and really good teams, I don't think they're going to be really great outcomes for them.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see. We're going to find out a lot about this Colts team. I think they have been good. Connie, I see all the teams you're listing, but you have neglected to put in there that they beat the Chargers. He did play against them, who's a very good defense. And the Denver Broncos, who have been a top 3 defense this year, especially on the pass. So, I mean, yes, he beat up some bad teams, absolutely.
then
But he
actually, like, Rams,
still beat
too.
some. And the Rams as well. Come on,
Well,
Billy.
well,
It's
well,
not
well,
the
they
lost
line.
against the Rams.
They
They lost,
didn't
but
win,
that was a good game.
Yeah, but his
Yeah.
stats were still from that.
Yeah,
He didn't
right.
have a
What,
bad. No, he did
what-
actually. No, you know what? He had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. I'm not going to get on Connie for that one. He did have 1 touchdown, 2 picks against the
Connie
Rams.
did say something though. Elite line, great running game, good wide receivers. Okay, you can't hold that against them.
Dylan, I think a lot of the world felt this pain.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, you know what happened? It's been favorites city, right? It's been Square City the last couple of weeks. You bet a favorite, they're going to at least win. Maybe they don't cover. They're probably going to cover, and then they're going to win. Yesterday was not the case for that. So a lot of people, if they were trying to find it, Connie, we love the debate. Trust me, we love it. Please continue to put these comments in here. We are born to debate people about sports. That's what we do on the show. So please continue to do that. Yes, that's my final take on this one.
So, guys, I just say,
No.
yeah, as really as far as the Pittsburgh side, as much as it pains me to say it, I have to give credit to actually them.
Wow, look at you manning up here, being a man, stepping up here, talking about it. Let's go, JD.
Yeah, they that actually defense had been trending way down. They were actually looking worse and worse every single week. And yesterday they looked like they like stepped up big time. And as far as Daniel Jones, like kind of like we were saying, they made him look that bad. So
Here we go. There we go.
All right, everybody. Let's keep it moving. Next game that we have, I mean, I guess we're not going to skip it. It's the good old Broncos Texans. I don't got much to say about this one. That game, the Texans could have won that game 10 times over again. Once again, the Broncos put in a fantastic fourth quarter. CJ Stroud out at halftime. This, for me, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the game that pissed me off the most. I thought it was such Texans play. I love the Texans. And CJ Stroud gets a concussion because he doesn't know how to freaking slide. And he's out at halftime. My life was in Davis Mills' hands, and that's not a place that you feel comfortable in. And yet, in the third, they just kept it together. They went into the fourth with an 8-point lead and just never really looked like they had a chance to win that game after. Yeah. Even though Texans defense stepped up time after time, got the ball back to the Texans just for freaking 3 and outs. That's really all I got to say. That was more of a crappy situation for the Texans losing Stroud at half than it was anything that the Broncos did.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. I have nothing else to add on here for that. Shitty game, tough watch. I had the under there, one of the few ones I had right yesterday. I'll put it that way. So I was happy to watch this one go comfortably under the total. But what a disaster of a game! You look at the 2 quarterbacks, Davis Mills, General Mills, 137 passing yards. On the other side, Bo Nix, who by the way, he is awful, 18 of 37. I mean, I know you went up against the Texans defense, but week after week, you see Bo Nix out there. He sucks. He sucks.
And I'm starting to think that Broncos defense is so good. Yep. How long can they continue to sell themselves on this? Oh, we could just win with Bo Nix. If they had a real quarterback, The
Yeah.
Broncos would be an absolute Super Bowl contender with that defense. That defense is phenomenal.
And it's not like you don't have weapons on the offensive side, right? The running game has been fantastic. They have Cortland Sutton on the outside, big-time body receiver. They have the speed and Troy Franklin running off the middle. They have guys and dudes. They even have Evan Ingram at tight end, who everyone knows he can't block, net negative in the run game. But you get him in the pass game, he's a real weapon. So this Broncos team, if they had another quarterback back there, I think they'd be a significantly better ball club. And I just don't know if Bo Nix is the guy. After last season, I thought he was the guy. I thought he was impressive. But I just don't think he is that guy.
Yeah, the Broncos team, man, this team just keeps finding ways to actually win. They're winning games that they really probably shouldn't win. Not of how they play, but of how they're winning games. This kind of reminds me, reminds me of the Chiefs of actually last year.
Where all the 50-50 games, it ends on their side, but sooner rather than later, it's going to bite them in the ass in the worst time possible.
It sure is.
You're so right. You're so right about that, man. It's their entire vibe of their team is giving heartbreaking wild card loss at home.
Yep.
Everything about it.
Could not agree more.
Everything about it.
And Connie, I agree. Like, he has his moments where he's like, wow, he can get out of the pocket. He can sling the ball on the run. But then you see him just trying to be a pocket passer and just hit guys on a 3-step drop, 5-step drop, a quick out on a slant. It's behind them by 3 yards. It's just he makes the tough plays look easy, and he makes the easy plays look tough.
You just said the last line there. It needs to be said. I'm not even going to go into detail. Perfectly said. Let's move on. Vikings Lions. This one I did not see coming. JJ, regardless of everything he did, made one of the nicest throws to ice a game I have seen on just a back shoulder fade. The guy had no room to catch it. He trusted Josh Naylor, and the only reason he trusted him is because he put the ball in the only place Naylor could catch it, and thus the game was iced. I am telling you right now that if that throw is not completed, Detroit gets the ball back, they get a field goal, they win in overtime 100%, because the Lions were on a storm moving in that game, and they almost got the onside kick also.
Yep.
I don't know what to take away from this game other than just absolutely this game and the next game we're going over, which I'll just tell you is the Packer game, took the NFC and just said, good luck, figure it out on your own.
There's one question about this game. There's one thing, there's one talking point, right? There's one thing only. Is J.J. McCarthy that dude? Is J.J. McCarthy a starting quarterback?
You cannot say that off of one game, and here's why. Well, I know it's not his first game, sorry. But off of this game, here's why. I think the Lions were having trouble scouting for him coming into the week. How healthy is he? How mobile is he? How, the last time we saw him, I don't even know last time we saw him. Was it week 1?
I think week 2. Week 2.
Whatever. And what you saw is a quarterback that was fully healthy. And I think I have to give the Vikings a little bit credit for being so patient with him and letting him not come back until he was 100% healthy, which you absolutely saw. You immediately saw, even though the leading receiving for the Vikings, I had to just double check this, was Josh Addison with 48 yards. 48 yards. So when I really look into this was a defensive game.
Correct.
I want to give all the credit to the Vikings defense on the Lions offense in Detroit. Something you rarely ever see.
Yep.
That to me is the game here, because Jared Goff didn't have a terrible game.
He didn't turn it over either.
284 passing yards, 25 completions, 2 touchdowns.
One player had a terrible game from the Lions side, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. He never showed up.
Terrible game.
Never showed up. Hold on. He had 25 rushing yards and 3 receiving yards. Jahmyr Gibbs had 28 total yards. That just can't happen for the Lions to win ball games. They had David Montgomery in the game way too much. He got the ball more than Jahmyr Gibbs. 11 carries for Montgomery, 9 for Gibbs. Montgomery was also used in the passing game more than Gibbs. It was a weird game. I didn't like the coaching that the Lions did there. I didn't like the play calling. I didn't like the attack they were going with. I didn't like their game plan. But at the end of the day, who's the defensive coordinator of the Vikings? And you have to game plan for him. Brian Flores. He could win ball games, and he was fantastic.
The blitz master.
And he was fantastic.
I'll say this. This game really doesn't have any effects on how I look at either team moving forward. I'm not changing my mind. This is to me, any given Sunday type of game.
You know, the one more thing I want to add on this game that they did, this is the last thing I'm going to say. It shut everyone the hell up who said, you let Daniel Jones walk. You let Sam Darnold walk. For what? For what? Well, guess what? At least for this week, Vikings radio, I know we're talking about local radio, is not going to be going on there saying, how did we give up MVP candidate Daniel Jones and give up Sam Darnold? JJ look good.
I'm going to let JD talk right after I say this because it's such a perfect segue to JD. The Vikings have a hell of a game next week hosting the Ravens. JD, it's on you.
Yeah.
Not talk about that game. We do not have an hour and a half, and people need their break today. Please spare them.
Yeah, definitely have things here. The Lions played. They actually played an actual game yesterday, and I don't know who they played against, but it was not a Vikings team. I'm actually not sure who that team was, but that was not the Vikings though. They look great, guys. They played up. This was, and now when I was thinking back after the game, like this was kind of their game. This is who they wanted to get up for. This is who they really wanted to actually beat here. And like they did. As far as the Lions as far as their offensive line could not hold up whatsoever.
What the fuck? They lost Penei Sewell, right? He didn't leave the game early. It was done. That'll impact your team. That's the same as the Giants losing Andrew Thomas. The line when he's in there, Penei Sewell, it's not just that his side of the line is locked up. The guys next to him play better because they know they're not going to get beat on that side. It's just a mental stability thing when you have a guy like that in there. And when he's out of the offensive line, it doesn't just affect the backup coming into that spot. It affects that entire side of the line.
And also he's a top 5 offensive lineman.
Correct.
So it's not like they're losing their best player. They're losing one of the best offensive linemen in their best offensive linemen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As far as the JJ side, I'm not just in on him now. Actually,
we know, we got it. We got it.
But do you respect him now?
We get it.
Do you have more respect for him? More respect after yesterday.
I respect that last actually throw.
Kind of same. Like, that's kind of it for me for that game in terms of like things that I'm remembering about JJ. That was a perfect throw at the perfect time.
I feel differently. He extended a lot of plays. He rolled out and made a lot of, like in the red zone, the touchdown to Hawkinson was an absolute dart crossbody. The touchdown to Justin Jefferson was another phenomenal throw. I believe he had a very good game. I was very impressed with this game yesterday.
Any given Sunday type of game. I'm sorry. That's what I'm taking out of it.
Now, this is a good one. This is a good one, Connie, because we are getting reports that he's now available. And what we're seeing what the Dolphins do, I think it's a fire sale. And that's why they got rid of the GM.
He's not on the Dolphins. He got traded this offseason to the Steelers for Jalen Ramsey.
That's right. No. Wasn't the opposite? No, I'm right. Minka Fitzpatrick was traded to the Dolphins and he's now on the trade block. Go try and fact check me again with your incorrect fucking fact.
Yes, he is. Sorry.
Hit him with one of these, Connie.
Can he get traded after getting traded?
He can get traded again. They said he's available today. That's been the big stories. They've added him to the trade block.
I don't know why the Dolphins would have it.
Breaking news. JD's going to like this one. Baseball news. Padres All-Star closer Robert Suarez has opted out of the Padres contract. He is now a free agent. He still had $16 million over the next 2 years available. He has been.
I thought you were going to tell me that somebody got traded to the Ravens. That's what I thought.
Right. That's what I thought.
Hey. Hefe, what team is Minka Fitzpatrick on, Hefe?
I honestly don't know.
Nick, great suggestion, Nick.
He's been on the Dolphins twice or something. He's been on the Steelers 17 times. I don't even know. All right.
But guys, just one more quick thing. As far as next week, I really think the Ravens are only laying like 3.5 points.
Gosh.
So I'm just saying, you may want to look there.
All right. This game, speaking of any given Sunday, Carolina strutted into fucking Lambeau. Rico Dowdle finally got the reins back of the backfield in terms of being the number 1 running back in the offense. Yep. And boy, does that look like a decision that is never going to change, possibly for years to come. Because he only ran for 130 rushing yards on 25 carries, 2 touchdowns, and led that team to a victory in Lambeau. Packers just didn't kind of show up on offense. Devastating injury. Lost for the season is their star tight end, Tucker Kraft. Sucks. ACL. It's over for him for this year.
Who do they get? You can't go to the Musgrove. He sucks. I'm sorry. I know everyone's been picking him up on the fantasy waiver wire. I don't think that's going to be their receiving tight end for the rest of the year.
That should be in Green Bay by tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Daniel Bellinger.
Njoku.
Oh, great call. Njoku would be an animal there.
And two reasons. The Browns have his backup already, Harold Fannin, rookie. And Njoku would be perfect on the Packers. Humongous, big-bodied tight end that can help on run block and be a humongous asset for Jordan Love. I think it's the absolute perfect fit, and I don't know why the Browns would hold on to Njoku.
What about Chigazoom? I'm going through the really bad teams. Titans have a decent tight end, Chiggy.
Yeah, okay, fine, but Njoku.
Well, I think he's the number one option. I'm just going to
I also think this is like
also may be available.
I guess my question is, why wouldn't Njoku be available? They have his backup.
But what if they trade to someone else? And Njoku could go elsewhere, then they're fucked. So I'm saying that what are the multiple options that they can have, absolutely? And I'm going through the teams here that I'm looking through that are bad, and maybe, a Chiggy, however you say his last name for the Titans, he's not bad. The Raiders with Michael Meyer, maybe they make a move because why are you paying 2 tight ends? Maybe, and I mean, the Commander season's over, right? Maybe Zach Ertz. There are some options out there of teams that are pretty much dead in the water.
Interesting.
I'm sorry if you're a Commanders fan, if you're upset and saying you're dead in the water. You have no quarterback the rest of the year, and you're 3-6. You're 3-6. The Saints, Jawan Johnson, dog from the Saints.
Jawan Johnson is an interesting one. Everybody you mentioned is, I think, a gap below Njoku.
I would agree there. But I'm saying just as multiple options. I think by far you're right. Njoku's the best option.
It just makes no sense why he would be a Brown come Wednesday, especially with Fannin.
I agree.
Especially where their team is heading. So
I agree.
Anything from you, JD? I know you said you want to talk about Kraft.
Yeah, I mean, this Packers team, just from the start of the season, like I said, I just wasn't as actually high on this team, and they're just getting worse. Kraft is a huge loss. Love yesterday, like I said, this whole team, it all depends on what actually Love does. But besides that, as far as actually like the play calling yesterday, especially on third downs, I absolutely hated that. They were throwing the ball and they were throwing it 5 yards back when actually I think it was like a 3rd and 3 play, and it just the play calling was, I don't even know. But look, guys, that is what they get for wearing whatever the fuck
those helmets were
they had on.
Those helmets were awful. I can't question that. And JD, I have to give you credit. You know how much I hate doing that, JD. You know how much I hate giving you credit. But you made a really good point last week. The Packers play well when Jordan Love has a good game. The Packers play bad when Jordan Love has a bad game. There's no other way around it. It's not like, you'll see a huge Josh Jacobs game and maybe like a decent Jordan Love game. That's not what you're seeing out of this team. You're either seeing the type of game you had yesterday from Jordan Love. He had 11 incompletions, 26 of 37, 270 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Is that an awful game? No. But the team, for them to win, he needs to have a much stronger performance. He needs to move the ball down the field. That opens up the running attack. Okay. So for me, JD, I know you just disappeared, which is perfect because, I don't like to give you these compliments to your face. I don't have to look at you. Unfortunately, I do again now. But you were absolutely right. Jordan Love needs to have an above-average game and a strong game for this Packers team to be assertive. What's the word I'm looking for? A serviceable offense, a top half offense. And without him playing at that level, this offense is bad. And we've seen this Panthers team get torched by everyone they play. The only way the Panthers are able to win games is when they score 1,000 points because their defense gives up 1,000 points. But that wasn't the case yesterday. That wasn't the case.
All right, guys, keep moving. We got 3-4s, and we got the Sunday Night Football. Let's speed through this one. Jags Raiders. Only thing I have to take away from this one is Brock Bowers.
What a game! What a game!
Monster. And both of these teams suck, and I don't really know what to get out of it.
Yeah, both these teams sucks. This was the toilet bowl. Whoever won got a free plunger. They should get it at the middle of the field. They hand them a plunger for being in the toilet bowl. Good for you. The Jags moved to 5-3. Their record is better than what they are. The Raiders are what their record says. They are 2-6. They're a bad team. Geno Smith had his best game as a Raider, in my opinion. He had 285 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Whenever they needed a big drive, he threw it up, and Brock Bowers was out there. And one thing I also want to say, I know the Raiders have a bad offensive line. You don't have to tell me. I'm very well aware. But Ashton Genty doesn't look like the same caliber back we saw in college.
Damn it, that was one of my points. I honestly, I know that the Raiders, no matter where they land in this draft, is going to be top 5, top 7. I know they're going to draft an offensive lineman. I know because
they're going to take another tight end. You take another tight end.
They're going to draft another offensive lineman. But man, they got to figure out this Genty thing fast. Second thing I'll say, Cameron Little. Wow. 68-yard field goal that probably would have been good from 70. Guys, I don't even understand what that means. I know like this on the Jaguars doesn't mean anything, but if kickers start making, and that becomes a thing, 68, 70-yard field goals, I don't know how you ever get the Kansas City Chiefs off the field.
Well, here's what it is. The balls are not going to be the same balls next year. Everyone knows it. It's different balls using in the kicking game. So if you don't already know what it is, what it used to be is when they had specific kicking balls. They still do. Balls they do for field goals and kickoffs. They have specific balls for that. Kickers were not allowed to work on the balls or work with them before the game. You had to use other balls. And then when they used those balls, they were fresh, fully pumped of air. They didn't travel as well. Now, in pregame warmups and other times, the kickers are allowed to play with these balls a little bit. So the theory is they're taking a little bit of air out of the ball, so it flies a little bit further. I don't think that's going to be the case next year. Also, if you don't think Brandon Aubrey is going to attempt a 70-yarder tonight, you're out of his fucking mind, because he is going for that record tonight, because he can hit it. He can hit it.
Alpha, one of the things you were just saying there, and as far as the balls themselves, and you see that whenever somebody is trying to go for like a field goal to win the game, actually right at the last minute, where we're actually like they don't have time to actually like stop the actual play.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that those balls do not actually go as far.
They don't have the juice. It's a juice ball, 100%. You're 100% correct. And it's so obvious because you have guys that are like 14-year NFL vets, right? Not talking about Cam Little, but there's all the other kickers in the league that have been around for a while, like the Boz from Pittsburgh. There's just other kickers that have been around forever that are hitting field goals 10 yards further than they've been able to kick before. So it's pretty apparent that they're doing that with the balls. There's no hiding that.
Definitely.
All right, Hefferoni Bacon Burger. Where we going?
Here we go.
All right.
The game.
No. Unless
we're
we're
not going
talking
there.
about the Saints Rams.
Why?
Because I need to say that the Saints need to. Why is Chris Olave going to be a Saint? Why
to
is
give Chuck
Alvin
a target
going to be a Saint? I don't get it. They suck. They're an embarrassment. That's all I have to say about that game. They didn't have to play the second half in that game. They could have just called it and kept it moving, but apparently that's against the rules. All right, that's all I got to say about that one. You guys have anything to say?
Nothing.
Nope.
Game of the week. Bills Chiefs. Here we go. Here's what I'm going to say because I was the only one apparently who understood how these things work and that the Bills always win.
You're not wrong.
The Bills, when James Cook can rush for 100 and Josh Allen can just get any fourth and short he wants with his legs, are unbeatable. They're unbeatable.
Yeah.
They just are. But I want to give credit to one player, not on the Bills offense. And that's going to be Joey Bosa.
Do it.
Unbelievable.
Joey Bosa only had one stat that you could see sack, but he had so many more things to do with this game. He could have had a sack and was the reason that Patrick Mahomes threw that interception in the fourth quarter that ultimately kind of gave the Bills the chance to put this game away. I didn't think Patrick Mahomes played a terrible game. I just thought this was the game exactly how the Bills had to play it. Slow, methodical, win the game of possession battle, and don't make mistakes. And that's what Josh Allen did. 273 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns. James Cook, 114 rushing yards. Dalton Kincaid, his favorite target, when healthy. Guys, when healthy, Dalton Kincaid makes his Bills offense go to another level. 101 receiving yards on 6 receptions. On the opposite side,
hold on,
the defense showed up. And I have to give him a lot of credit. Okay, sure. It's November 3rd.
Jake, what drugs do you do at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? I just got to know, because if you want to share with the boys up here, we'd like to get on your fucking level, because what you say is out of this world.
Acid.
Out of this world.
Anyway, do I think this is the start of anything other than something that we've seen now 2 years in a row? Not really. I still think the Bills should be pretty active in the trade market today and tomorrow. I still think they could really use a wide receiver to get in there and really take their offense to the next level. On defense, I'm a little bit worried. They're very injured in multiple levels, but yesterday they looked good. Pass it off to you. JD, you can start.
Yeah, man. That was the game. Just like you said, it seems like every year this is the Bills' spot. This actually was a VIP play. This actually was a free play. I had this play actually out into the world and actually everywhere. As far as at the end of the game, it kind of felt like, oh shit, okay, maybe the Chiefs are about to do
You
a
had that
Chiefs
moment,
thing
right?
here.
You had that
Yeah.
moment.
But besides that, most of the game was kind of actually like a sweat free, so that was nice to see. Um, what we talked about Friday was actually what was actually talking about Josh Allen was actually what like kind of game was actually he going to have. And Josh Allen did have a really good game, but just like have I said, James Cook. And James Cook, if he can continue to actually run like actually this team is going to be so hard to stop.
Yeah, I would agree.
They're
with
going to be
1000%.
impossible because if in the postseason where the clock is pretty much one of the most
Yeah.
important things, winning the clock battle. If your running back is pulling off 100-yard games at the 100-yard games, averaging 6 rushes an attempt, and then you have an MVP as a quarterback, third and shorts are where the Bills thrive. Where the Bills die is third and longs. And if they can have
Yep.
more shorts than longs, they're going to be really hard to stop. But I preface all this with saying, guys, we've now seen this 3 years in a row. Bills win the regular season matchup, Chiefs win the postseason matchup. Bills win the regular season matchup, Chiefs win the regular season matchup. This year is a little bit muddled because both the AFC and the NFC are absolutely up for grabs in terms of seeding. It actually might not work out where these two teams would match up before, and this would be insane, an AFC championship game, because usually we have to deal with this in the divisional round. But it's just really, really interesting.
It feels like this, Connie, right? This was the Super Bowl. Then we get in the playoffs, and the playoffs are a completely different beast. I don't think this battle is
can I
quite
be
done
honest,
yet. We
Joe?
will see them again.
This is the first year that I didn't feel like that. Josh Allen's post-game presser right on the field with Trace. God, I love her.
The Wolfhauser.
The Wolf. Was like giving like, don't care, 1-0 today, on to the next.
Well, because they've done this every year. They do this.
Right. But I thought that was very important, and that's how the Bills have to look at it. It's just a Week 9 W versus the opponent that they had scheduled. Winning next week against the Dolphins should feel the same exact way. That's how they have to go about it. Anything else, Alpha, want to talk about it?
Nothing really. You guys put it perfectly. The Bills played fantastic. The Chiefs had their chances. It's not like the Chiefs didn't have their chances.
Oh, yeah,
they weren't able to get
chances.
it done. It was a phenomenal game. And I think we see this matchup in the playoffs like we do every single year. One thing I will say, Connie, I will say this. I've never seen a Mahomes ball that short on a Hail Mary.
Well,
I mean,
I
know what happened.
Yeah.
I know. It's Mahomes. It's Mahomes. I did not think that ball would land 20 yards short.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something, Alpha? You want to feel like you really want to make this full circle? What did the Bills do on that last play from a defense perspective?
They blitzed for the first fucking time. They didn't just sit back. It's about time.
They didn't rush 3. They didn't rush
I know.
4.
They
rushed
said 5. I know.
On a Hail Mary against a really good quarterback. Something maybe the Giants should think about doing when they're
Don't make me talk about the Giants again, please.
Sunday Night Football, fellas, was the Commanders and the Seahawks, and I'm quite sure that the Commanders didn't show up.
The Marlins are the worst organization in professional sports. They just promoted Gabe Kapler to general manager. Thank God they got rid of whatever her name was. That did an absolutely phenomenal job for Gabe Kapler, who was not even a great manager. Wow. Don't get me started. Bad organizations in all sports continuously stay bad because of poor ownership. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Sam Darnold threw 2 wide receivers that, to be honest with you, I didn't even know their names before coming into yesterday.
Yeah.
Between Elijah Arroyo, Cody White, Torrey Horton scoring 2, all in the first. Everything I just said happened in the first half. Was it AJ Barner had a rushing touchdown? And
a receiving touchdown, right?
No, just a rushing touchdown.
Was it? I thought he had 2.
JSN had another incredible day, 129 receiving yards.
120 in the first half. They just shut him down in the second half. He could have put up 250 receiving yards.
I just honestly, I want to just focus only on the Commanders here, and here's what I'm going to just say, honestly. Jaden Daniels is now giving RG3 to another level. Somebody sent me this. I fact checked it. You want to know who RG3 had his really gruesome injury against in his second year?
I know the answer because I was in that group chat where you received that message, so I will not answer it.
It is the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
It is starting to get really, really eerie out there. I ended up watching the slow-mo replay of his elbow. Definitely cannot go with that. Connie, it was almost in the same place on the field, too. You can't even make it up.
It's like when Theismann and Alex Smith had the same thing, too, on the same yard line against the same team.
It's crazy. Now, listen, an elbow is not an ACL, right?
Correct.
I don't know who watched the slow-mo. The elbow is supposed to go this way, not that way.
Well, the good news is it's the other arm. The good news is the other arm.
Well,
that's big. That
is big. Not throwing is big, but out indefinitely. And I'll be honest, their record now is what?
3-6. They're done.
3-6 with the Lions coming into town. Obviously, no Daniels this week. Probably going on extended IR. I don't think he's just going to be out for.
Do you say this week? Yeah, we're not going to see him again this year.
That's what I was trying to say.
Nah.
I think they probably shut him down for the year, and I think the Commanders season
definitely.
It's over.
And I don't
100%.
know what that means for them in the next 2 days because that's really tough to think about.
Bobby Wagner, watch him.
You know what I mean? I don't know what they have so many injuries this year. Eckler out, Daniels can't stay healthy, and he's probably out the rest of the year. Terry McLaurin, I don't even know how many games or snaps he's played. And great point. Bobby Wagner and Elderman on that team probably wants to get out of there. Ertz probably wants to get out of
These are guys that are probably done after this year. You know what I mean? Maybe Ertz has one more hurrah in him, but I can't. He's been around for so long. Bobby Wagner last year of his deal as well. I think he's going to be gone as well.
I feel really bad for
and not only that, Marshawn Lattimore, the number one corner, torn ACL out for the year. So, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
That's all I wanted to say. I just feel bad. And I don't say that RG3 thing to be funny. I actually am starting to really believe it. That's now 2 bad injuries that Daniels has had this year. I don't see him coming into next year, putting on more weight and being more of a pocket guy. And these are kind of the elbow thing's a freak injury. And I don't know literally what else to say about it. Christian Rodriguez just commented, and that's hilarious. Christian Rodriguez was the only guy in the Commanders that showed up yesterday.
Yep, 100%. Big game from Chris Rodriguez last night.
Bill sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to say, guys, as far as this game goes, just kind of going back to the actual Seahawks side, it was on the Friday show. We talked about it. It may have been the public play of all public plays, and I didn't give a shit.
Guys, holy shit. I'm sorry. Continue, JD.
I mean, you can't say that and just tell
I have to pull it up to pull something on the screen. It's that big. So will you talk? I'm going to have to add it.
Okay. Yeah.
I've gotten no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Drake Powell rolled out Monday, huge for the Mavericks.
It's actually only big for Hefe.
Yeah, it's what was crazy to me in this game. Well, first off, the Seahawks. I still don't understand why the market is not higher on them than they are. They keep giving us these good lines. And yesterday, when Cooper Kupp was ruled out, who the hell was betting this line down to actually off of 3 to 2.5 because Cooper Kupp was out?
Yep.
What? We went back in again. And we had already laid 3. Line went down. We came back again. Super no sweat winner. This Seahawks team. I just don't understand why the books are still.
Seahawks better start losing some games because they need to play every single game in the playoffs on the road.
Yes,
it's unbelievable. Alpha, what's happening? I've checked every.
I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on, how I get this on the fucking screen?
It's gonna be something stupid. I'm gonna be pissed.
It is gonna. No, you're gonna be very, 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 very excited. I can't say that enough. I can't. You are going to be so excited that I can't say it enough. But hold on, I have to figure this out.
Oh my god. The Mendoza twins have decided to forego college football and are joining the Knicks.
No, it's even bigger. It's even bigger for you.
Okay,
it's even bigger.
I'm not saying a word.
Figure this out. I'm going to click something on the screen. It's going to be the wrong fucking thing. I'm going to share something I don't want to share. That's the only issue right now because I don't know how to see. Hold on, let me see. That's not. Oh, I could get a little preview. Okay, can filibuster for a minute. Talk for a second, Hefe. Come on, do something for me.
I don't know how you
Not
expect
that
me
one.
to talk when all he's telling me is that I'm going to be through
Not
the
that
roof
one.
on this
Not
little
that one.
like weird news that I've just checked every single Twitter person that I value, and there's nothing.
Oh, it's big. It's big. Nick, you got to be here for this. It's for you as well. Nick, you got to be here. I'll put it that way. Okay, hold on. I could get that up. So let me do one of these.
All I have to say is this better be the best thing ever.
It's hold on. Because I can't close the BetQL. Hold on.
Does it have anything to do with my personal life?
God, no. What, shut up.
I don't know. There's nothing.
Okay, I'm coming back. I think I got it.
Jesus Christ. It's the nation of Florida versus the international portion of Florida.
Yes. So we now need a 25-minute breakdown on what you think is going to happen in the Florida nation against the international Florida nation.
So it's the Cubans versus the...
Wait, no. Here's the thing, though. This throws all the math out. This is the world of Florida versus the nation of Florida.
Yes.
So right now, I have to honestly
This is a crazy one. They don't even have a badge.
I'm speechless. I mean, you have to go with we have to go with the world. You have to go with the international.
I leave this
Somebody
to you.
find us a line. It's unbelievable.
I will find the line, but continue. Sorry, I had to get that up because when you see a portion of the state versus the entire state, that's one thing. But then when you see the nation of the state versus the entire international nation of the state, what do you do?
You
That's the
drop
question
everything
here.
and you start robbing your grandparents, honestly. All right, guys, that does it for the NFL recap. Week 9, but does not do it for the entire Week 9 because we got Monday Night Football tonight, fellas. So let's get into that last game that we're talking about.
Well, I can't. This game is not on FanDuel.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
I was about to say.
I will do the intros here, guys. We got the 2-5 Cardinals going up against the 3-4-1 Cowboys. No Kyler Murray. It is Jacoby Brissett, even though weirdly, the coach of the Cardinals said that Kyler Murray is available for packages.
Weirdest thing ever. Weirdest thing ever.
Available to start or play in this game. I don't know what that really means. I'm looking at this one, guys.
What a shame. What a shame.
That was -3.5 at home. Cardinals have lost 5 games in a row. Last time we saw the Cowboys, they did not look that great, losing by 20 points to the Broncos. Last time we saw the Cardinals, they fell to the Packers, who looked like shit last week.
Yes.
I'm going to say this, and this is me just saying this blindly. Over 54.5 looks like it is way too low, and that is all that I feel comfortable taking in this game, as well as finally being able to pay off my teas from Friday. And my favorite prop bet, George Gregory Pickens the first. Over longest reception. I believe on Friday it was at 23.5. I need to check. I already took it at 23.5 on Friday. Alpha told me you cannot say it because it's a Monday game. Do not say it. So I didn't say it. But that's my favorite play. But I have to ensure that it's still available at that line. But I like the over, and I love George Pickens' longest reception prop. And I'm going to look for it right now. But we'll go over to you, JD. 23.5. Still there. Perfect. Love it.
You're welcome.
I think everybody knows what I'm going to give out here.
I'm on the same wavelength as you, JD. So whatever you say, make it too. Because I'm assuming we haven't talked about this. I'm assuming we're on the same
haven't.
And we haven't talked about this, but I'm just gonna beat you to it. Is it the Cowboys first half team total over?
No, it's the full game. It's the Cowboys full game team total over, guys. We talk about every week. This team, this offense is just really good, but especially at home, especially inside, especially on this turf. And now they're going up against this Arizona defense, which actually I have ranked 24th in the league. Tonight, I think it's
Do you have an entire 30? Do you have your own personal 30 defensive rankings for the NFL?
Yeah.
That's impressive. One day you're going to have to give it out to the people.
Definitely will.
I like that.
But especially the Cowboys coming actually off that loss, I just feel like it's going to be I I feel like this is a Cowboys play. The number has kind of gotten up there now. This was one that you should have already bet. Um, so I mean, I would still lean to the Cowboys side, but guys, at home this season, the Cowboys are averaging 41.3 points per game. And no, that is actually not the full game. That is just them. They are putting up 41 points a game. I did give this out to clients. I think it was last Thursday. We got the team total over 27 and a half. It actually minus 120. It's up to 28 and a half now, which that move there is pretty big. By their number there is very key, but I would still go over that. Really anything under the 31 mark. I mean, like I think it's fine here.
I'm going with the over, boys. I am going with the over 53 and a half. I think we see a ton of points. It's been absolutely free money doing that this year. Let me quickly pull up, guys, because I do want to show our friends from BetQL what they have on this game. What they have is their advantage side. So let me get that up on the screen if I can figure out how the hell to do that. We all know it's always an interesting day when the dog is under control.
I'm very interested to see how many points they have the Cowboys putting up.
29.
Let's go. Okay.
Exactly what you're looking for. They have this game having so many points. They obviously love the over as well, as they're predicting 56 and a half points here. They have it as a 2-star advantage for the Cardinals. You guys know how good they have been on their advantages here with their plays. So make sure you guys check out BetQL. JD, what else should we show them on BetQL?
As far as the total, just actually go to the total here and see what it says.
Definitely on the over because, I mean, but we already saw what they're projecting for points is going to be 56.
Well, yeah, I was actually just wondering if it was going to be 3-star.
3-star.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that either tells you something because totals that high, as far as actually like models go, just this is the way that pretty much every model works. Models, as far as NFL points, can really only ever get so high. And normally that like 53 mark is normally is pretty much as actually high as I can ever get them to really go. So the fact that this game is actually over that, there definitely says a whole lot.
Could not agree more, brother. Could not agree more. So yeah, as you guys can see, BetQL 3-star play on the over, as well as they have a 2-star play on the Cardinals tonight. So if you guys want to check out BetQL, let me come back over here. Let me get it on the screen for the people. For the JD, you're an animal. You're an animal. 15% off, guys. Any purchase with BetQL. Use promo code GetBet4. Like we said, any of their packages take 15% off with GetBet4. Okay. Well, JD, Hefferoni, there's only one thing left we do on this show, and we do it every single day. What that's going to be is we're going to go into our best bets. But, guys, best bets are not just presented to you by the three of us on this panel. Best bets are proudly sponsored by our good friends at Funded Stake. But don't hear me talk about it. We're going to cut to JD's cousin Derek to give us a quick rundown of Funded Stake.
FundedStake.io, the ultimate platform for sports traders looking to unlock their potential without risking their own money. We're here to help you transform your sports betting skills into a profitable and sustainable business. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Funded Stake gives you the tools and capital to scale your success. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your account. Pick an account size that fits your needs, starting from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. Your journey starts here. 2. Take the challenge. Hit the profit target while sticking to our risk management rules. For example, with a $10,000 account, aim for $3,300 in profit, place a minimum of 25 sports bets, and maintain the required daily and total loss limits. 3. Get funded. Once you pass the challenge, we'll provide the capital for you to trade. You can keep up to 80% of your profits while we take on all the financial risks. At FundedStake.io, you'll benefit from a fully personalized dashboard where you can monitor your trades, track your challenge progress, and place real-time bets on all major sports leagues. Our platform is built for transparency, ease of use, and performance. With FundedStake.io, you can focus on winning and scaling your success while we cover the risks. No financial stress, just growth and profits. FundedStake.io. Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger.
Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger. All right.
JD, you are muted, my friend. You are muted, JD.
Alpha, we have to do it, man. We have
What are we
to
doing?
roll the best bet screen. We have to do it.
Which one?
The best bet screen.
I'm so confused. This one? Best bets. Did I not do it originally? Did I fuck it up?
We did not do it yet.
We got it though. We need the music. We need the best bets. We need the vibes.
We gotta have the music. Matter of fact, we're just gonna leave the music on.
Okay. Well, JD, do you have Funded Stake up currently?
No.
Great. Give me 1 second here. I will pull up Funded Stake and we will get right into our Funded Stake bets of the day. Let me get logged in here.
Yeah, and actually, while Alpha was doing that chat today, college ball, guys, we have a bunch of college ball. Put in the chat, what is your favorite college ball play today?
Wow. I love that. All right. Let me pull up NFL.
Duke
I'm assuming
Future.
we're going to the NFL game today. Let me pull that up, make sure everything is looking correct on my end, which it is. Okay. Coming back here. We're pulling up our good friends over at Funded Stake, and we're going to put our best bets into our challenge. Here we go. All right. JD, I'm assuming you want the Dallas Cowboys team total over. You tell me the number. Is it 20? What number are you taking in this one?
Let me see what they have, because it's probably 28 and a half juiced at this point.
Point spread. No, team total. Boom. You guys can see how easy it is to use their platform here. We're going to go to the Dallas side. 27.5 minus 134 or 28.5 minus 117 or 30.5 at plus 115.
You know what? Let's actually do something else, because everybody knows I actually love that play.
Okay.
Let's go to some college basketball. I'll probably scroll down to NCAA probably. There's a lot of basketball leagues.
Sheesh. I need to get about all of them on Funded Stake. All right. What game are you looking at?
You can bet them all on Fun State. Let's go to that Arizona-Florida game, because I actually believe our guy Connie.
Yes. What are you looking at here?
Show me the spread here, man. Last night I actually bet Arizona +4, and actually that is what I would like here again.
I got 4.5 at minus 133 or 3.5 at minus 115.
Give me 3.5. This is going to be a great game, guys. Let's actually just say that. But as far as this Zona team, I believe they have them ranked as like 13th. This is not the 13th best team. They are a better team than actually that. This team this season is going to be very good. And as far as this matchup, they actually can match up with this team very well. I also lean under here, which I know for me sounds weird. I think this total is up to like 163 or 164. I definitely have to lean under there, but yeah, give me actually Zona here, because I think that this is actually more actually of a 50-50 game. So
there we go. And you guys can see what I just did. I put in the over 53.5 at minus 113 as my best bet of the day. Hefe, you riding with me on the over here? Is there anything else you'd like us to put in for you?
I mean, yeah, I'll ride with you on the over for this premises. I absolutely do think that points are going to be scored here. I like the over. I like the Cowboys team total over. I kind of think that this game is giving me, not to the same degree as Commanders, Seahawks, like blowout vibes, but kind of that vibe.
Who are we taking in the Netherlands Eerst Divisie FC Dordrecht versus Almere FC?
City FC guy. I'm just
Almere City, yeah, definitely.
Just kidding. We're not going to put that in for a challenge.
Kind of been about them for years now.
Well, you guys can see how great Funded Stake is. It's a fantastic platform. You can take one of their challenges. Once you pass it, you get to use their money and gamble with their money, and you keep a portion of the returns. All right, JD. What else do we have to do today?
Get us out of here.
I say we just gotta get out of here, man.
Host.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for coming to our Monday Breakdown show. You guys big on the Cowboys in terms of points today, and I'd be remiss if obviously the last thing I didn't say, well, two things I didn't say are Knicks minus 12.5. Alpha and I will be there. They cannot lose. And as always, last thing I'll say before I throw it over to JD.
Fuck Cat. Carl.
Or Carl.
Carl.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no
Carl.
Mitchell Robinson already rolled out, so I better see a big
Carl.
performance from Carl tonight.
You know what to do. Don't let me down. I will be there and you will hear me. JD, get us out of here.
All right, guys. It was a fun show. Okay, I think we're good now. Fun show, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Yes, Nick, cash the over. Remember, guys, tonight, 8 o'clock, live line. We're gonna be live betting the Monday Night Football game. But, guys, this is our first week of having college ball back, and there is a ton of games. So if you guys like to live bet, that's the place to be. Also, just a little shout out to everybody who was on the live line last week. We hit every single live play. So it was it was a very fun show. So looking to do that again tonight. So, but yeah, guys, hope everybody has a great day, and yeah, see y'all tonight at 8. And let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. Let's go, Knicks. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.